Hello and welcome back to Core Finance. I'm Matt Brown. I'm joined by Eddie Tofpik, who is Head of FX at ADMISI. We're going to look at a few more exciting currency pairs today. Lots to talk about, certainly starting off with the Kiwi Dollar, obviously with the announcement, RBN said overnight. No huge surprises, but an interesting currency pair.
Well, I mean, obviously they're worried about importing inflation because of the currency, but at the particular point in time, it's starting to gain strength, which is one of the things they've been worried about. We've had this nice Andrews pitchfork on the top of a Head and Shoulders. It's a very, very beautiful chart. The neckline, well, that's somewhere around about 70.31. So it would be nice if it goes up to about 70.30, 70 area, and then comes off, because that would be a reasonable thing to happen following a Head and Shoulders top. Then we go down to test the actual final part of the downside, which is about 67.25. That's the full pattern distance. If we manage to get above that, we've got pretty good resistance above that. We've got 71.27, we've got the upside channel of the Andrews pitchfork, and then beyond that we've got the long moving average, which is basically at the same level, around 71.34 at the moment, and then above that we've got the medium moving average at 72.18. So there's a lot of resistance above the market, but notice how the medium moving average tends to be an attractor. It tends the medium, the center time of the median line, the Andrews pitchfork is. That tends to be an attractor. It's at 69.14. It doesn't want to stray away too much from that. So that's giving you the angle of attack of the market. At the moment, it's still down, even though we've had 2 weeks of it moving higher. It's still looking as if it's going to try lower. I'd say be happy to see it up to about 70.30, something like that, and then turn over.
Understood. Moving on to another Antipodean currency, Aussie dollar versus the dollar, similar situation.
In some ways, yes, but there's some really interesting things here. We've got this brick wall underneath the market, which is really between around about 76.23 and 76.38, and it is just holding the market up. And it's caught for the last 2 weeks. It's caught between that and the long moving average, which is 76.97. So we're really talking about a range of 75 ticks for 2.5 weeks. And at the moment, it doesn't look like it's going to go in either direction, because the forces to push it higher are strong, and the forces to push it lower are also strong. You've got a nice channel line there rather than an Andrews pitchfork, but it's a nice channel line. You've got the resistance there around about 77.25. That is good, but we're approaching it pretty soon, and you've got the combination of the long moving average and that channel line may turn it down again.
And you've noted obviously a possible bear flag.
That would be the big thing. Obviously, if the double top target there, which is marked as X, is 75.5. But if that's a bear flag, then we're looking somewhere around about the 74 area potentially. But I didn't put it on there because it's possible it hasn't shown its colours as such as yet. We don't know if it's a bear or a rabbit. No, that's the formation. It's just I don't recognise it. I just say it's possible there, but it's still looking for a weaker Aussie against the US dollar.
Understood. And looking at the South African rand versus the dollar.
This is one which not necessarily, I mean, it's a brilliant chart because you've got the Andrews pitchfork. You can see it went up to the top resistance and it just came straight back off again, and it's now using the center time as basically the angle of attack in the market. Now, there are strong chances that there may be a ratings downgrade by the end of this month, and there's a lot of talk that we're going to see the dollar up against the rand by the end of the year significantly. It's looking that way technically as well, but that gives you the areas of support and resistance. Currently, the resistance area is around about, where are we, about 1425. The support area is underneath the market, and that's around about 1390. The top side resistance, if this suddenly should explode, that'll be something in the order around about 1470. But it's not exploding. It is gradually moving along this angle of attack upwards. And at the moment, all the MAs, all the moving averages are all pointing higher. Everything is pointing higher. Opportunities for it to go down have failed. So hence we're moving higher. This is not one that's going sideways, I think, at the moment.
Yeah, it's very active, and it's an incredible move when you look back to
well, when you've got
September.
such quiet markets in other markets, and you look at EM and you think, well, actually, that's a really good one to actually look at and maybe have some activity in.
And moving on, and finally, let's have a look at dollar Brazil.
Well, this has just basically achieved all its targets, and I put it in there because it shows how when TA works, it really works well. We had the reverse Head and Shoulders. First shoulder target was around about the 327 area. It achieved that. The final head target, top target, was around about 332, and it achieved that, spiked up, and came straight back off again. Isn't it wonderful? You know, it was, if you had it for a day, possibly if you did it the next day, you might have got something on it. But it's a really good chart. The only interesting thing is what's going to happen next, and I don't know at the moment. There's plenty of pressure to go back down again, but there's a congregation of the moving averages, the medium, the long, and the short medium coming together. Now, there's a pattern called a bow tie formation, where three moving averages come together and then expand. And usually about 2 weeks after when they cross over, it goes in the direction of which the expansion of the moving averages goes.
Understood.
But the problem, these are coming in sideways. So maybe we're going to go sideways. I don't know that one yet, but it's achieved what it was supposed to do. Now let's look at it see what the next play is.
Well, I think you called that one correctly. On that note, Eddie, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you very much.